There we go. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of That Yak Guy Am I. Today we got something a little bit different coming towards you. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fish today like it's a tournament format. It's early April. My first tournament of the year comes up in about 2 weeks, and after that it's at least one tournament a week all the way through August, so we're going to go ahead and start some good habits. To start here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of break down how a kayak fishing tournament works. You're going to use a variety of different apps depending on who the tournaments run through, whether that's Tourney X, or kayakfishing, or in the particular one that I'll be fishing a lot would be the Topwater series app. And the way that kayak tournaments work, because we don't have live wells, it's actually catch, photo, release. Now you're going to use something, it's called a bump board. Now it's essentially a measuring tape. It's going to have an identifying card with an identifying code that will go ahead and be released for the particular event, and you take the photo right in the app and it's directly submitted. Instead of weight for bass, it's based off of inches. Depending on the tournament, it's either top 3 or top 5, with the benchmark usually being about 80 inches for a good day for top 5 and 55 inches for top 3, which is about a 17-inch average, 16-inch average for fish. A decent day. Now, the tournaments vary widely in time span, be that a 2-day tournament, single day 8-hour, or a lot of them are actually 3-hour short events that are in the evening. I fish a Wednesday night series that's just like that, and it's a lot of fun. So, with all that said, today's goal, let's put up our first tournament bag of the year. We're going to go ahead, we're going to run a 3-fish format here. The goal, just break 50 inches. It's not a stellar day, but let's go ahead, let's start some good habits and get some fish on the board. So we're going to go ahead and start with that same swim bait that we were crushing them on a couple days ago here. We're actually going to start in the exact same spot right off this point, see if we can't pick up a fish real quick. I don't anticipate to be able to fill a limit right here, although I've been wrong before, but we're going to see what we can get and go from there if we get anything. There we go. Yep, that's our first bass. Okay. All right, so it didn't take us too long here to get on the board. We got our first bass right off that point there. Second bite actually, so there might be a couple more sitting in there. Let's go ahead. We're gonna get a quick measure and let this one go and see where we can get in terms of inches. It's not a monster, but she absolutely choked the bait. Let's get her free. Wow, she is cold. Cold, cold fish. There we go. First bass of the day, and we are sitting at, we have 16 inches even. 16 inches even to go ahead and start our tournament series. Let her go. Let's go get another one. So we're gonna go right back to that exact same spot. In that span of maybe 5 minutes, I had 2 bites, one of which we got in the boat. The other one just was on for a second, but that's pretty quick action, especially with the weather conditions here. 46-degree temp water. We got a northeast wind that's blowing pretty strong again here today, and that water is kind of cooling off, which is not ideal again for March. But let's see if we can't get another one. 16 inches is a good start. It's right there at the average that we want to have. If we could find a kicker like an 18, it's going to make achieving our goal here today relatively straightforward. Just got to get 2 more bites that we get in the boat, and hopefully no pike. I don't want to deal with any pike. Oh, we're on again. Is it another bass? Yes, it is. All right. Beautiful. Let's get him in the boat. A little bit of a smaller one, but that's our second fish. 3-fish challenge. Let's see what this one gets us. So for this fish here, I kind of want to point out a little bit about measuring when it comes to tournament. First and foremost, well, don't let them flop off the board, but jaw has to be shut. Laying flat in the trough. You can pinch down the tail. So this one's sitting at 14¼ inches tournament-wise. And the last thing, when you take your photo, you cannot have your fingers behind the gill like this, because that'll disqualify the fish. So laying flat, mouth shut, tail pinched, hand here. You got your identifier there, and that's when you snap your picture for submitting. So we got a 14½ and a 16. Let's go ahead, we'll get our third fish and see where we are inches wise and if we have to call. Oh, we're on. Okay, so the swim bait is the ticket. As soon as we put that net down, went back to the swim bait, we got our third fish. Now we just got to get her in the boat. Yeah, there's a whole little school of them here. All right, so we went ahead, we got our third fish of the tournament here in the boat. Again, a little bit smaller. Now in most of these tournaments, the 3-hour ones, anything 8 inches or better will count. Some of the other tournaments, it's gotta be 12 or better. It seems to depend on the tournament provider, whoever happens to be running the show. This one here is gonna be our smallest of the three, sitting at 13½ inches. So again, that's a 16, a 14.25, and a 13 and, what was I said? 13½. 16, 14.25, 13.5. It's not a bad start. We've only been fishing for maybe 10 minutes. So the idea now, if you were fishing in a tournament, whatever time frame that you would have in this event, we would say it's a 3-fish tournament, you would go ahead and you would have to make a decision here whether or not you want to stick with the same tactic that's producing fish and see if you want to try and call a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, maybe an inch per fish and work your way up, or if you want to switch tactics completely and start looking for a big bite. What we've done here today is extremely ideal for tournament setting. We put together a super quick limit. One spot, maybe 30 casts. We've got a limit. Now we're not going to do that here today. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up and head in. But that's kind of the basics, straightforward. You got to get your fish, you got to keep track of your inches, and you got to use the bump board like we showed you with the photos. Again, mouth closed, hand not behind gill, tail pinched down, identifier in the photo, and that's how you fish a kayak tournament. Anyways though, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, and until I see you guys out on the water again, tight lines.